Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. For the past month, I've been reviewing a new show on OWN called Marry Me Now, and during that time, I've appreciated all the comments that are being left related to the show or my review. However, there have been some comments related to how I approach my reviews for the show, as well as comments suggesting that I'm only looking to promote negativity in my reviews. So for the purposes of this video, it is my goal to clarify what I think about the show's process, as well as elaborate on why I take the approach that I do in posting my reviews. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. Now when it comes to the concept of a woman proposing to a man, I have absolutely no issues with other people doing it. I personally wouldn't accept any marriage proposal from a woman because I'm somewhat traditional, and I believe that as a man, I need to let the woman know that I want to marry her. I know that a number of women out there grow up wanting to get married and envision their dream wedding. So in my case, I would want to be the one to ask because it shows the woman that I really want to make the next steps in life with her. One could also argue that 9 times out of 10, if a man is proposing to a woman, he already knows that she is going to say yes, and the whole proposal is just a formality. In my opinion, in the times that a woman says no to a marriage proposal, it's usually because the couple didn't have productive conversations about marriage, or there may be some deep underlying issues that prevent the two of them from taking that next step. But I also concede that times have changed, and if two folks have had the marriage talk and they know where each other stands on getting married, then it shouldn't matter who pops the question. I can even say that I'll respect a man who accepts a woman's marriage proposal just as long as he's showing her that he wants it just as much as she does. But the bump in the road that has been occurring with the show Marry Me Now is that most of the guys who have been featured on this season have been cited as either being hesitant to get married or are avoiding having the conversation altogether. The show hints that some of the family members who are featured on each episode will be strongly against the rushed process or give some sort of pushback at the very least. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that if the show is telling us as the viewing audience that several people who are going to be told about the proposal will likely have an issue with it, then my expectations are to see some folks on the show that are having some sort of issues with the marriage proposal. Now that doesn't mean that I'm looking for the show to OD on the drama like they do in Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I expect to see some genuine reactions or something close to it. For example, in episode 2, when Brandon's father learns about the plan, he expresses his concerns, but he is completely respectful towards Shayna and is supportive of her plan. Also in episode 4, when Angela's mother learns about the plan, we can see her giving some sort of pushback and showing some genuine concern about the plan, while offering her support for Angela nonetheless. But when the show hints that multiple people in a particular episode who learn about the proposal will have an issue with it, and every single person who receives the news is happy and they aren't questioning anything, then my spider sense just rings, and here's why. I've been reviewing reality TV shows for the past year, and there have been a number of issues related to the reality TV show process that I've learned from cast members of these shows as well as fans. First issue is the editing for each episode. I learned that some producers of these shows try to paint a picture for each episode, which in turn creates a story that's either exaggerated or completely false. We as the audience have seen this from another OWN show called Ready to Love, in which several cast members have accused the show of taking footage from several scenes in order to paint the story, or production is asking cast members to reshoot scenes so that they can get the story that they want. Another thing that I've learned about this reality TV show business is that some of these shows are recruiting cast members or hire people who are actors with several movies under their resume to become part of these shows. I know several cast members from the OWN shows Put a Ring on It as well as Ready to Love have acting credits. So whenever I hear about these two things happening on a reality TV show, particularly a show that comes on OWN, then it makes me question the legitimacy of the show. I think it's also worth mentioning that Marry Me Now has been displaying a pattern for the past 5 weeks. In episodes 1, 3, and 5, the men accepted the woman's marriage proposals, none of the family members had any issues with the plan, and the wedding went on without any issues. But in episodes 2 and 4, there was pushback from several family members, and the boyfriends refused to go through with the wedding. Now, if episode 6 is just like episodes 2 and 4, then I'll be sure to call it out in my next review. But I say all that to make the point that whenever I post a new review for the show Marry Me Now, I'm not rooting for the couple to fail or hoping to get a negative outcome. I'm simply analyzing the information that the show is providing to me, and I'm sharing my thoughts on how the show delivered the information. And because the show is somewhat still new, we as the viewing audience really haven't seen any of the cast members come out and give interviews regarding their experience on the show, as well as telling us what are some of the things that the show may have edited out in order to paint a particular story. So in closing, I just want to say that I think the show is definitely entertaining, but when it comes to my reviews, I will continue to work with whatever the show is giving me until more information is available. I would also encourage cast members of the show to give interviews so that their unfiltered story gets out there and fans aren't left assuming what isn't true. And with that comes the end of the video. I would definitely love to hear from all of you on the topic. Feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section and I'll reply to each and every comment. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.